What's going on, guys? Rob at 3STRONG. This is part 3 of how to train for an obstacle race. An obstacle race is a ton of fun. You're doing so many different things. You know, you're not just running on a flat paved road in a straight line for, you know, a couple hours. You're climbing, you're jumping, you're getting muddy, you're carrying things, you're going up and down hills and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun, but training for it may be a little bit tricky. I used to, and actually currently work with athletes, and so as a coach, when you're trying to figure out training programs and design training programs for athletes, you need to understand the demands of the sport, because that's what you're working your athlete towards. You can't just go, hey, you play baseball, we're going to do squats and bench press, and you're going to get better at baseball. Well, you're going to develop a stronger person, but that might not necessarily be the way that they're going to use their body out on the baseball field, the basketball court, the football field, soccer field, whatever it is. And with something like this as an obstacle race, it's no different. We are just identifying what is it that you're going to do, how long are you going to do it, and where are you at right now. And some of these things with the obstacle races, that's why it's so much fun, and it's actually fun to design programs to train for it, because you are covering a long distance, which is going to require a lot of endurance, but you're going to be going up and down hills. So now you need leg strength, you need muscular endurance in your lower body. But then when you get to an obstacle and you need to carry a 50-pound or, you know, whatever it is, 50-pound sandbag or log, now you need the strength to pick that thing up, and then the core stability and endurance to stabilize that thing for longer periods of time. Or if you're climbing, I mean, that is just raw strength. You need the forearm strength to grip that rope, the upper body strength to pull yourself up, and then maybe get your feet wrapped around, which is more of a technique thing. But it's a combination of endurance, muscular endurance, cardiovascular endurance, with muscular strength and power. So you're doing a variety of things, and it's a ton of fun. Well, here's a list of 4 major things that you're going to encounter when you're doing your obstacle race: crawling, climbing, carrying, and running. It could have been the 4 C's, but we missed it on that 4th one. Crawling. Well, if we're talking about general strengthening, you could crawl, but let's just, how do we incorporate it into your regular health club workouts? Well, crawling, you're down on all fours, you might be on your hands and knees. You need core strength. But if you're down on all fours, let's just say, what if I did a plank, and what if I did some push-ups? Those 2 things would be a good solid base for my crawling. So I'm going to do some planks and push-ups to start. We can get fancy after that. Climbing. Well, what do I need? I need to be able to hold on to whatever I'm going to grip, like a pull-up bar, a lat pull-down machine, a cable row, whatever it is. So I need something where, a nice firm handle. But climbing, for the most part, I need to pull myself up. So this is going to be, in basic strength training terms, I need to work on my pull-ups, I need to work on my rows, and maybe, some lat pull-downs if I can't do pull-ups, pull-downs. So I have all my pulling exercises. Those are going to be my general strengthening movements before I get into actually climbing a rope or, dragging a sled or whatever it is. All right, carrying. If I'm carrying something, first of all, I need to pick the damn thing up off the ground. Somebody's not just going to hand it to me, unless you do have somebody who's very nice on your team to do that for you. But carrying, so you need to pick something up off the ground. Now we're talking about deadlifts. You're going to do some deadlifts. Maybe you're going to do some kettlebell swings to develop that lower body power. And then You need to be able to stabilize. You need to be able to hold this thing. So now we're talking farmer's walks. Farmer's carry, I'll call it. That's just you hold a heavy kettlebell in each hand, heavy dumbbell in each hand, and you just go for a walk. And that's it. You can do single hand, double hand, and that's going to force you to stabilize. Running. Doesn't need to be too complicated. Get your butt out there and start running, because if you're going to cover the full distance, now I need to increase my cardiovascular endurance. You're going to be on your feet the whole time, for the most part, unless you're climbing or crawling, but you're going to be on your feet for the majority of the time. So you need to be able to cover that distance on your feet. Whether it's a hike, whether it's a run, you need to cover that distance. And so just going out and running, it can be intervals, it can be faster speed, slower speed, whatever. You need to get out there and you need to get some time in on your feet. And we're not just talking about flat ground. Find some hills, find some paved hills, whatever, find some dirt trails, find anything where it's a incline, and do a variety. There is no incline too steep, because you never know what the course is going to be like on race day. So flat ground, steep ground, whatever it is, do everything. This is actually a pretty solid program right here, because you have upper body push, you have an upper body pull, and you have some lower body work here with the carrying, deadlifts, and kettlebell swings. You have the basics. Just do those. Do those to start, and then you can get into your more specific training when you're using all these funky, odd implements. Okay? Start there. You're well on your way. See you next time.